everyone. I'm Evan. As has been said, I'm a paleoanthropologist. My research really focuses on the dawn of technology. I work at some of the oldest sites in the world. And so I'm really interested in this process where we became human, where we found our humanity. And I find that a lot of people sort of think of that as a more recent event, but archaeological record goes back to 3.3 million years. There's a lot of little glimpses of humanity that we can see in the archaeological material. So I want to walk you through some of my favorites. I think that this is where we can really see ourselves in the past, sort of surprisingly at times. So hominin is as hominin was, as they say. So you might be familiar with these cave paintings. I think this might be where people start thinking about where we become more human, art, all this other stuff, these European cave paintings. There's some more recently found ones that are even older from Indonesia, this beautiful pig here. But there's a lot more even earlier, way earlier than this, in fact. These are only 50,000 years old, which may sound like a lot, but it's not. Okay.
It's not.
We have much older stuff, including this weird sort of totem, I guess you could say. This is the Makapansgat pebble. It's from South Africa. This is between 2 and 3 million years old. This is found at a site where we have Australopithecus afarensis, which is basically just a 3-foot-tall bipedal chimpanzee running around doing basically ape things all around South Africa, and yet in a cave where this rock, this jasperite, does not occur naturally, where the only natural source is within 3 to 20 miles away, this rock somehow found its way to Australopithecus africanus. And so we think that Africanus might have brought this from some riverbed because of some interest in it. Maybe they just liked it. Original crystal girlies, anyone? And obviously you see this face. They did not make the face. Those are natural faces. And when it was seen, they thought maybe they saw themselves. You can see this is also called the Pebble of many faces. And this is because from different angles, and if you flip it around and put it in different lights, you can get all these different sort of facial arrangements. Some have even suggested maybe it's a self-portrait. They saw themselves in it. I don't really see the resemblance. Someone else said that it has a mirthful expression, like it's in good humor, which, yeah, this is what I look like when I laugh.
Well, it has eyebrows.
Oh, yeah, no.
And they're like, huh?
I would pick up this rock, too. We all like cool rocks.
Yeah.
Like, there's no doubt. And this is where I sort of see myself in this. We've all been romping around. You see a nice little pebble on the ground. You hold it for a while. It's like an emotional support pebble. More scientific theories have argued that maybe this is sort of eye spot camouflage recognition. We're really good at seeing faces because do you know who has faces? Predators. So
he picked it up.
Yeah, so it's just like, let me hold this. Maybe it'll keep them away if I show it to them. But also a lot of animals do this to ward off predators and to show and to scare. So you have these butterflies with owl eyes that they've evolved on their backs, these servals with the eye spots in the back of their ears, so when they're turned around, animals will think they're looking at them, so they don't want to sneak up on them. Or, bear with me, an early case of grilled cheeses. Seeing some sort of power in places where maybe it's not, whether it is a grilled cheese or a tortilla, perhaps. Later on in time, about 500,000 years ago, Homo erectus is out in Indonesia, and they're really digging these clams that they're eating. They're eating hundreds of them. They've figured out how to open them really efficiently, all well and good. There's hundreds of these things at this one site. One of them, just one, has the zigzag. Which, listen, if you don't know, zigzags are pretty cool, right? And this is not something, according to the discoverers, that happens naturally. Homo erectus was carving the top of this shell with some sort of implement to make a zigzag. Look, I know this doesn't look like art to you, but I see something here. This could mean something to somebody sometime. But also, there's something a little bit later that we made that has a very similar motif. This is from South Africa. This is about 77,000 years old. And look what we have here. Oh, a zigzag.
Steak.
Surprise, surprise. And you know why? Because nature don't do zigzags. We do. Next up, we have this really rad site. I think this site's really metal. It's just really hardcore. These are Neanderthals. There's no humans in Europe at this point. This is 176,000 years old, okay? This is pretty significantly old, right? This is deep down, 300 plus meters in a cave in pitch blackness. Neanderthals went down here and broke off nearly every stalagmite and stalactite they could reach into uniform-sized pieces and arranged them into circular structures deep in this cave. There's no other art or artifacts in this room. What could it mean? An ancient ceremony site? Ritualization of space by Neanderthals 100,000 years ago? Possibly. Or it could be a bunch of teenage shitheads breaking into someone's cave when they're not home and breaking all their stalagmites and stalactites, much like we would do today, breaking into a house, breaking all the windows, punching holes in the drywall, stripping the electrical for copper wiring. We've all done this. It's called being a teenager, right? I'm just a teenage shitbag, baby. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
It might be the teenage dirtbag in me, but to me, this just looks like a dildo cave.
Thank you. I was so nervous to say that, but I was like, they left one intact.
Never be nervous to bring up phallic objects. Never be nervous. We'll discuss those soon. And here we have, there's a lot to be read here. I don't know.
Kept
Listen,
them all smooth.
I've never done this myself, but it's interesting to say the least. And you can see there's these big circles, and some of them are burned. Okay, maybe they're doing something interesting. Maybe they're smoking. This is my favorite art piece from the Paleolithic. This is from Lascaux, one of the famous cave sites. This is from the Hall of the Bulls. This is a lesser-known depiction. They always focus on these big charismatic animals and these nice-looking, beautiful art pieces, of which this is also one. We have a bull here. Its entrails slipping out of its open stomach from a hunting wound, probably. We have this stick bird, this bird sort of on a stick, maybe some sort of shaman staff, I don't know. And then we have this bird-headed humanoid figure. I love this guy. I don't know what his deal is or what he means or where he's from, but look at that. I told you we'd talk about phallic objects. That is an erection, folks, for those who aren't aware. That is an erection. Give it up for erections, right? And this is not the only sort of zoomorphic anthropoid art piece that we have. We also have this really early sort of lion figure from 40,000 years ago. This is the oldest figurine we have right now. It's beautifully carved. He's rather dashing. And I don't know, do you see that? I think that's a pretty well-endowed humanoid lion. Am I right or wrong? And I think we all know what's going on here, right? You can all say it with me. 1, 2, 3. Furries! This is just like us. And look, this is going on for millions of years. We've been picking up cool rocks. We've been sexualizing animals in humanoid form. We've been drawing dicks on walls. We've been breaking stuff. This is what we do. We've been human for much longer than I think you give it the credit for. So I just wanted to draw some attention to these wonderful little bits of humanity, these glimpses in the past. So thank you all very much.
Woo!